There are a lot of things in this world that I don't like. Liars, scammers, NBA YoungBoy's music, racism, all terrible things in their own way, with all of them having the innate ability to get under my skin. But there is one thing in particular that seems to do it better than the rest. Bad characters. I think we've all had those moments where you're watching a show, a movie, or a cutscene in a game, and you're enjoying it, fully immersed. And then that one character comes along and destroys everything. Immersion, ruined. Fists, clenched. Blood, hot. It's still crazy to me how a character's worthlessness is able to incite such anger in the human species. And today, after years of scientific research, I've compiled the most comprehensive selection of bad or annoying characters, specifically in video games, as that is the area in which I have the most expertise. Now, while I do agree that this is all technically opinion-based and very subjective, I must say that if you happen to like any of the characters listed in this video, get some help. You're weird. Let's get into it. Now, the first character I want to talk about comes from Telltale's The Walking Dead, arguably the best series that Telltale have ever made. You know, before they lost the abilities to tell tales. But despite being called the best, there's still a tremendous amount of horrific characters in this series. I don't even want to know how the writers were feeling when they created characters like Ben, Arvo, Sarah, Nick, Bonnie, and I can really keep on going, but there's only one character I want to talk about here. Gabe. I cannot stand this guy right here. He single-handedly brings down my rating of The New Frontier from about a 6.1 to a 1.6. His entire character revolves around moaning and complaining. And about what, you ask? I don't know. In his own words, it's because he's in a bad mood. It's a zombie apocalypse. What do you expect? And the game wastes zero time letting you know just how annoying he is. Like that time when Conrad was arguing with Javier because their settlement had just been destroyed and Conrad had just lost his wife. So of course the tensions were high. But let me just emphasize the point that they were just talking. No weapons involved. But the second Conrad lays just one finger on Javi, this man Gabe pulls out a gun.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
For what? Nothing happened. And look how mad he gets when he's told to put the gun down, twitching and everything. This has to be racially motivated. Or that time he bust out the closet in the school, revealing his hiding position, trying to be Mr. Save the Day. But even the people attacking him can't take him serious. Look at this guy's face. He's smiling while being attacked. Or that other time, and this is the worst one, where you save him from being shot by Conrad. So we should be good. No conflict. But just because you don't allow him to go on one mission, this boy says this.
Life is precious? Then how come you shot Conrad, huh?
I saved your life too, in case you didn't remember that part.
So what?
Yeah, they got the wrong kid. Gabe provides no benefits to pretty much the entirety of Season 3. And if Telltale really had to insist on putting him in the game, at least give us the option to, I don't know, slap him or something. Alright, up next, we got Preston Garvey from Fallout 4. And no, it's not because he's a grown man dressing like a Boy Scout in the post-apocalypse. Nah, if you played Fallout 4, you know why.
Another settlement has sent word that they need our help.
Shut your stupid.
Next, Isaac Frost from Fight Night Champion. Now, Fight Night was an amazing game back in the day, for sure on my Mount Rushmore of games created by EA, alongside games like FIFA. That's it. And it had a pretty good story too. You play as Andre Bishop climbing through the ranks, from jails to stadiums, fighting through all sorts of different boxers, until you're finally introduced to Isaac Frost. And the first words out of his mouth are some of the most devious things I've ever heard in my life.
Isaac, what do you think of Andre Bishop as a challenger?
I think you're an idiot for asking me that question. I think it'll be a challenge not to kill Andre Bishop.
And he wasn't joking either, because not too long after, he and Andre's brother, Raymond, are set to fight. And look what he does to him.
Help me!
Yeah, this guy's a demon. He is a man of his word though. I respect it. But none of that is where the hatred comes from. The real hatred comes from the boss fight between you and him. I have still not seen a more difficult boss fight than this one in all my days. I don't know who came up with the idea for this boss, but whoever you are, I hope your car explodes in the middle of the Pacific Ocean at 8:24 a.m. before work. Respectfully. This fight is broken into 4 parts. The first being you having to run away from him for the first 2 rounds, which isn't bad. The second part involves having to land 75 body punches within 3 rounds. And this part right here is nigh on impossible. To anyone who successfully completed this section, I commend you. you're better than me. Finding openings to land shots on this guy is ridiculously hard. And if you happen to make even the slightest mistake, unlucky buddy, you're sleeping. If you happen to get knocked out during this section, you have to start the whole thing over again. Meaning that even if you get to 75 body shots, if you don't survive the 3 rounds, it's over. Now, I do know that there are 2 other parts to this. One being you needing to protect your eye from getting caught up anymore, and the other being, you know, knock him out. But I was never good enough to get that far, so I can't really speak on those. But from the parts I played, yeah, this guy's horrible. I just know that no one from the development team put any thought into this. It was probably something more like, just slide the difficulty bar all the way up. Should be good. Alright, next, we got Hitler. I don't think I need to say any more about this. Next, basically every character from Life is Strange. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of don't really understand the hype between these games. I guess when I was younger, I kind of liked the first season. Not because I played it myself, but because I watched other people play it and it didn't seem too bad. But looking back at it now, this game was terrible. And most of that boils down to the dialogue. For some reason, all the characters in this game are compelled to talk in the most awkward ways possible. I guess that was the intention because that's how kids spoke in the 2015 times, at least in America. But that doesn't make it any better. How am I supposed to connect to a character talking like this?
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
You got hella cash. You got hella cash.
Alright, the last character I'm going to talk about is not really someone I hate, but it's someone that fills me with an immense amount of disappointment. Miles Morales. Now, I don't mind a lot of the characters in Spider-Man Miles Morales, with some of them even being kind of good, except Finn, but ain't nobody care about her. I just thought they were mostly alright. They were cool, and this includes Miles too. He's definitely not the best Miles Morales we got. I mean, Spider-Verse Miles is almost better in every single way, but the one we got wasn't bad, and he really didn't do much to annoy me. And then Spider-Man 2 came along, and everything went out the window. I'm sorry, but it is nearly impossible for me to take him seriously with a haircut like this. Or at least when he's not wearing the mask. When he's got the mask on, for the most part, I've got no complaints. But then he takes it off and it's just like, yeah, I'm not even listening no more. And I don't even think it's the style that's the problem, because we've seen the same style work in other situations. But this one right here is not one of them. Why they even felt the need to change his hairstyle from the one he had in the last game this dramatically is something I cannot explain. But that's not all. This man Miles, who has all the abilities of Spider-Man, does not possess the ability to dress. I don't even have to talk about that garbage suit that he pulls from wherever, because everybody already knows that is trash. Not just because of the color scheme, but because he has his hair sticking out of it as well. We can just talk about his regular everyday fit. What is this? Who gave him the authorization to wear this to school? I'm gonna be honest, if I was the principal, I would have given him 10 months of detention right here. No questions asked, because this is an abomination. And now you might be saying to yourself, these aren't great reasons not to like Miles, because they don't really concern his character. And to that I'd say, yeah, you're probably right. Am I gonna change my mind? Probably not. Plus, when you listen to music like this, there's no way I can respect you. Anyway, that's really all I have to talk about right now. I might make a part 2 to this because there's more characters to talk about, but that's for another day. Bye.